Here we are, the final match of today. The bottom left side, there he is again. We saw him do quite well against Mr. Classic. Is he going to be able to do the same with his opponent in the top right? We'll see. It is SOO. As we were talking about the top right, let's introduce him as well. This Dragon Phoenix Gamers Zest. Ooh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Going for a low ground pylon right here. Fancy pantsy. Right. So. I think Zest is not going to stick around on the gateway forces for too long. That's what I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Maybe he's just gonna control it better than Classic. Zest, I mean, is that a how do you call this? Controversial opinion to have right now. That Zest is, you know, slightly a bit better than Classic overall. Even those matches right now from Classic, they looked phenomenal. I really liked the way he played, and it looked really impressive. Just couldn't keep up with SOO though. Which is another thing. SOO hasn't been back for that long. And he is coming up very quickly. He does seem a bit reluctant about how high the skill level has gotten now, though. From some of his opponents. In particular the Ceruls and the Rhaenys and such. The Darks, the Rogues. Feels like he still has some catching up to do. At least that was about, what was it, 3 weeks ago when I saw that interview, I think. Stargate's about to complete full Zest. Don't mind that one bit. So base all the usual here for SOO. Trying to just drone up as much as possible. As much as you can get away with, right, when there's a Stargate opening. He doesn't know that's a Stargate opening exactly yet, up until this moment in time. Now he knows. He's gonna start making those thingamajigs, the spore crawlers, pretty soon. Wouldn't it be cool if you did this with an hallucinated oracle, so you make them think you went Stargate? People do that sometimes. I think that could be a cool idea. And come the spore crawlers, there they are. Not incredibly quickly, so there's still a bit of an opportunity here for the two oracles, but the two oracles are remaining on their side of the field. Gonna wait for the 3 oracle total. To really have them pack as much of a punch as they need to. I'm pretty sure you one-shot a drone with just the 2 oracles, but you know, you have a bit more tankiness this way as well. He's just gonna keep him here. Wow. No, okay, now he goes. Okay, I got very confused. It's like, what is this? Defensive oracles? Now I've seen everything. Just waiting to get a big bulk of adepts going with them. That is still a scary front of the queens. Quite a couple of them are ready to defend. Zerglings, only 3 of them on the other side, ready to do some counterattack damage, but that is probably not going to amount to much. As the adepts being pushed back by the queens, starting to feel the hurt here quite heavily. Zerglings still on top of those shades, so cannot really complete anything there. And the oracles don't manage to do anything either, so hands down, that was a beautiful defense from SOO so far. He hasn't dealt with the issue entirely yet, but it's hard to imagine this starting to work now after it not working at all for this amount of time already. Oh, adepts. No, okay, do not make the commitments. Even a couple of probes going down. I imagine the Zerglings got themselves involved into the mineral line here. As the queens reign supreme, manage to hold down the fort. The spire will be a next step in the arsenal for SOO to unlock, apparently. Definitely a strong choice. Zest going for blink upgrade to try and keep his mobility afloat here. I don't think he knows about the... No, he really doesn't. He doesn't even know there's a lair available. Now, he should know, right? He should make the assumption, but doesn't necessarily know. 3 oracles here. With the rest of the gateway forces now arriving as well. Doesn't seem like that much of a threat. May have to consider moving backwards pretty quickly. Don't think he imagines this doing much, but he just wants to force out a couple more units. Maybe get a bit of creep spread, you know, whatever he can. The Adept Shades really force the Zerg army backwards again and again. So you manage to always have that potential escape here. Up until the moments where the Zerg is just strong enough to be on both places at once. And still deal with your Adepts. Which we were getting to, but luckily Zest does have a way to bring in reinforcements here. Has the War Prism. So this army of Stark is actually growing quite rapidly. No sentries involved whatsoever, just the Adepts. As well, the Oracle's still here, of course. And to keep those up, they are getting a little bit low. The Queen's desperately trying to poke those away. There we go. And having quite a bit of success now. The Stalkers being pushed backwards. Ooh, that Mutalisk on the other side, of course. 11 probes there going down. Now hitting up another base over here. And that is going to be the key to victory. SOO takes game number 1. Looking pretty sharp here in the first game. Bottom left side, there he is again, fighting for the freaks. It is the Blue Zerg. SOO. Top right side, the Red Protoss, fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers. It is Zest. There you go. That's his name tag. This pretty delicious name tag. It's always fun having Zest in a group, right? It's always good to see him play. Even if he flops now and again, like any other pro. He is just a human being. He does bring out some fancy stuff now and again. The previous game not going his way, you know. We realize that's just a matter of time before he figures something else out and he will start rising back to the top again. Gathering up some minerals to spend on those expansions. we are. Another pylon over there. Kind of signifies a Stargate to me. Having the quicker rally point towards the front. Could still be something entirely else, of course. Long walk for these drones right here. Zest is prize for sending that probe in quite early on. Still no unit available here for Zest. He's going to go for the Adept first and foremost. Another Adept follow up quite quickly. The 2 Adept Scout might be able to pick off a drone or 2. Maybe some Zerglings wouldn't be too bad either. Also going for the Oracle. You think he's gonna stack him up again like he did last time? The last game? Wait for 3 of them before going in? I don't think I've ever seen anyone really wait for 3. I've seen people wait for 2. 3? Just takes so long. How many queens were there once he finally arrived? There were like 7 of them. This is also a big roach attack, by the way. That is coming in. I just realized. I was just looking at what Zest was doing. I did not anticipate Sue getting this aggressive all of a sudden. Okay, Adepts into the main base. Want to get themselves to safety with that Shade. Avoid Raid quickly in production. Trying to make its way out with that Chrono Boost as the Roaches now are at the front door. Hello, good sir. Let me do some knocking. We are ready to take your base. Luckily for Zest, the Warp Attack is finishing up right now. If only he, okay, does have that power still remaining. Hopefully 2 powers that could potentially power up these gateways. The probes helping out a ton, and there we have it. A GG is called. Zest holds on, as that attack apparently wasn't that memorable. Wants to be the frustrating little man this little probe can be. You know he has a lot of potential. Sue will realize once again, oh dear, gonna have to set up shop a little bit further than we would have liked to. Did of course send that drone up in time so you don't lose too much time or delay on your the overall start of your second hatchery. Arriving there with like, what was it, 40 minerals over? That's still okay. Alright. I don't think Sue would do another one of those attacks, right? It didn't really feel like it would be able to do anything. Right? So far, Zest. Zest, well, how aggressive was Zest in that game number 1? He was pretty aggressive. He was pretty aggressive. But mostly in the mid game, you know? After like 3rd bases. So I wouldn't imagine either of them being too quick on the gas pedal here. But we'll see. Maybe one of them had somewhere to be. That does happen sometimes. Where a player is going to be playing quite aggressively, and then it's like, yeah, I have to go in this much amount of time. Please load these lobbies quickly. This not being one of them. Since I don't have to load any lobbies, which is always nice. The benefit. Stargate coming up against a Baneling Nest for SOO. Huh. Alright. Very quick Baneling Nest for playing against the Protoss. Still mining gas here as well. Continuing to mine the gas. This could turn into a attempted Baneling bust. Could be a attempted Baneling bust, and let's see what Zest will have. He did have that Oracle. No, it's Void Ray first. I'm crazy. So, well, he didn't see the Stargate, but he knows about the Void Ray. He knows about the Void Ray. He's still going forwards here. There's a lot of Zerglings on that production tab. There's the Banelings right now coming in as well. Zerglings got to be careful not to step over the line before the Banelings do. So now they're in, and this is pandemonium at the utmost. Wants to get that pylon right there near the gateway forces. Runs away actually, because there is going to be an adept right there. Wants to prioritize killing as many probes as possible and killing probes. That is what he is doing right there. 24 of them go down in total as more and more Zerglings still on that production tab. He's not done yet. Another Oracle comes into play. We'll have some refreshed energy. That other Oracle, very low right now. It's going to be quite a hassle to have him do too much. Oh dear. Is he going for the main base again? I guess so, right? Because he is making more Banelings there. More and more Zerglings. Gather them up. Here we go. There's, the sentry. That could put some stoppage on this plan. Plugging the hole. Gateway getting quite low, but there's just not enough Zerglings here. There really is not enough Zerglings. We're losing drones now across the map as well. The Oracle deciding, you know what, I think we got this back at home. We can start taking you down in your own town as well. As there are still attempts being made by these Zerglings, but they are coming in one at a time. Now with that Oracle as well, only 2 of them make it into the main base, and neither of them managed to get anything done. SOO attempting, grasping at straws here with this aggression. I don't think it's going to work out anymore. I thought after the first wave, he had the opportunity to go into drones after that. And then he would have been in a pretty good spot, I feel like. But now, there's, yeah, Zest too good at holding. Too good at the panic state micromanagement. I mean, bringing in that sentry, that was a stroke of brilliance, wasn't it? Alright, now in the pickle. He already did a reversal sweep though, so he might be able to, well, get a smaller one here. A reverse 2 sweep. He is the Blue Zerg fighting for the Freaks. SOO. Bottom left side, the red Protoss player fighting for Dragon Phoenix Gamers. Zest. Zest looking pretty sharp so far. These 2 games handedly into his favor when SOO attempts to be aggressive here. SOO deciding to opt for the gold base on top. Does get spotted quite quickly by Zest though, so he's going to be able to pick and choose his response to this. And Blackburn has been a map that's been around the block for quite a while, so I imagine Zest has already chosen the appropriate response. Would be fun to see if that is going to be an aggressive one or looks like it will be. Him going for the Cybercore first here. Prioritizing his units. Regardless of the spawning pool timing. And stuff like that, you know. Still just going Cybercore first. About to finish up with that gold base, but doesn't have the drones there yet. So it's gonna be a while before he really reaps the rewards of that gold base, right? So one drone there, that is negligible. Two drones there, okay, well, it's not that much more, is it? Stargate for Zest. Nice and early. Might get spotted by that Overlord though any moment now. Which is a good thing for SOO, right? You want to be able to know and thus prepare for what your opponent is doing as quickly as possible. Struggling a little bit here against this Adept. Yeah, I don't mind him trying to send those Zerglings away across the other side. Unless if he might be thinking about another couple of Adepts coming in pretty soon. There are some units there. Looks like he went back with the Stalker and the Adept. Oracle first. More harassment attempts. Only one of these drones got taken out, and I don't think that is going to be enough to really plummet the gold-based mining operations, unless if we were still in the era of the one drone on the gold base. Then it would actually be quite good at stopping any gold mining base mining. Gold mining base mining. There you go. I'm a wordsmith. Zest walking over that Oracle right now. Starting to park up on the other side of the golden minerals. And that should be quite a couple of kills here. Gets 3 of them. Decides to head on out of there without taking too much hull damage. Hoping to return later down the line once again. Second Oracle coming up as well. Stasis traps, of course, here also very frustrating to have to deal with. The Queen's no way for them to move around and actually target the Oracle. But if you have 3 Queens here, I don't think you can actually get down a single stasis would get killed right before it is completed. But if you do 2 of them, I think you will be able to make one of them set off. And you know what? If that doesn't work, just bring a bunch of Adepts. Just bring as many as of the Adepts that you can muster. Just set them up on the other side of the golden minerals, and that might be just as good. Might just be just as good. Funnily enough, Zest ahead on the on mining right now. Maybe one day we'll see someone take the gold base from the other side so they can have their queens over here. And then, you know, circling reinforcements comes in from underneath. Oh, 4 oracles actually now powerful enough to just straight up fight the queens. Did not anticipate that, did you, SOO? Oh, that might be... Oh, that is a lethal blow. That is a lethal blow. 4 oracles. No one expects the 4 oracles to just suddenly open up fire and jump up on top of you, but it is the moment where they become ever so terrifying. Going up to 5 now, even more terrifying. A counterattack from SOO does engage on the opposite side. And I suppose we do not have that much energy on these oracles, but 48 workers versus 33 right now. As long as Zest holds on to his 2 base, I feel like he should be okay. And this front door, it only has a single shield battery. But it's got itself quite a bit of infrastructure in front of it also, right? So it's very difficult for these roaches to all run in here and just target fire the, or A-move into the stalkers. Just run into the stalkers. It's all gonna be difficult here. Yeah. Yeah. So, Sue, what in the world are you gonna do? We're seeing some roaches on the production tab. Might be a bit afraid of another attack coming out of Zest, who is decided that Oracle is the best unit in the Protoss arsenal. It's up to 10 of them right now. And they are pretty strong, I have to admit. They very well might just end the game right now. That is a lot of queens, but we've seen what oracles do with queens if there's just too many of them. Zappity zap zap. That's right. Oracle energy incredibly low though. Decides to turn around as he still has some of it and remaining right now. Yeah, there's just not enough of them shooting. Is there enough? Oh my dear Lord, there is. Okay. Well, even if only half of them have energy, who cares? You still kill all those queens. That's ridiculous. Get 6 more workers right there. Sit down, Sue. This is no longer your game. This is no longer your playground. Zest has got it on lockdown right now. Starting to make the carriers to probably finish off this job. And Sue just desperate to try and find a way around these oracles still. I mean, he's not going to have a response to the carriers as well. Zest steadily gearing up to a 4th base. Before anything of that matter is even near the mind of Sue, I imagine. "41 workers for 66 in favor for Zest." That army supply difference right now, not... Well, if all the oracles get biled, right, that would be fantastic, but what are the odds of that? What are the true odds of that happening here? Wow, this is disgusting. 2 queens and a spore crawler. They only kill one of the oracles and then the rest of them die. Oh, well, the entire mineral line dies. The queens dies, the spore crawler. Absolutely everything. GG is called. Zest takes game number 4 as well and will be the champion. Very well played, Mr. Zest.